All right, we are live. It's the Mina's House Podcast, episode 176. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Garnett Briscoe.
All right, guys. I'm back from Jamaica with a little tiny little tan.
I see it.
Barely.
It's tiny. You know, I'm light skinned. So when you light skinned, you got to make sure you tan very slowly. Otherwise, I get red and I start peeling. So I'm a little red, but not a lot.
Yeah.
So, you know, when I go on my next vacation, I'll be a little bit more tan, but I had a ball in Jamaica. How did y'all?
I'm happy you came back with a shirt on, man. You're showing a lot of breast on that beach.
You said I showed a lot of breast?
Yeah, you're showing a lot of cleavage on that beach. Jamaica got all of it, huh?
Listen, I haven't let the girls out in a minute, man. The twins had to come out. I had everything out. Ass out, boobs out, stomach out. Everything was out. Them Jamaican boys was on me, man. They was trying to get a green card or something.
It probably was.
It was on me, asking me out on dates. The one guy put himself in my Instagram and followed himself so he could DM me.
Okay.
The other guy wanted to give me a massage. He worked at the hotel. He said, "Let me give you a complimentary massage." I'm like, "No, sir, thank you."
Oh yeah, that was a cool.
Yeah, that was aggressive. Actually, that was like mad passive aggressive. We know.
I ain't never heard that one.
Yeah, we know what massages lead to.
Right.
It's like saying, "Come over for a movie." We know what that leads to.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but I didn't get caught up in all of that, but I had an amazing time. In Jamaica, they don't let you leave the resort because they're actually quarantined right now.
Yeah.
And they have a curfew. So some people were leaving the resort to do like different excursions, but they had to be back in by 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's like that in a lot of the islands. It was like that in Aruba too. They had a strict curfew.
Yeah. Were people adhering to the curfew?
Yeah, like because they said, they don't want to be shut down. So it was like restaurants, everything. As soon as it got to 10, they were like, all right, you got to go. Because I think they had to be in by 11. But at the resort, everything stayed open until 12. But I realized I'm old because I was good and ready for bed every night. Like, this is perfect. I'm going to go to bed now.
I wasn't. No, I felt like I needed more entertainment. Like everything. So you had to be inside by 6, right? But everything didn't shut down until 10. So after 10 o'clock, I'm still ready to go. And the music stopped. It was like, you don't gotta go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.
Right. Take that party to your room.
Right. And then the people I went with were tired, so they'd be in the bed by like 10:30.
I'm going with them next time.
I was like, whatever. At least I had let my girls out today, and I got to drink a couple Bob Marleys. So that's what the drink is called out there, Bob Marley.
Now, I'm surprised you ain't running to Ziggy.
I should have called Skip, my boo.
I'm sorry. I apologize, Skip.
Oh,
that's
did you
Skip.
Ziggy is not cute, sir.
I mean, I apologize, Skip and Ziggy Marley. Y'all it's a lot of Marleys out there.
It is a lot of them.
Ziggy's older.
He is older.
I should have called Skip. What happened?
I said they probably still got the same aura y'all love.
Yes, they sure do.
They probably do.
All right, let's get into what's in our feed. Nicki Minaj, her return is upon us.
Yes.
I'm actually excited about this.
Who is popping bottles for Nicki Minaj?
Look at that. Oh,
Shout out to Nicki Minaj for that.
You real risky today. You drinking out the bottle?
Yeah, I don't care. I'm not sharing this. This is
all right. Going down. Pour some out for Nicki.
Exactly.
I'm excited because I like the girls that are out, but nobody raps like Nicki. I don't think any of these girls are rapping like Nicki. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, I know I did because clearly I didn't hear the song yet, but I just saw her caption. I hope I'm reading it wrong. I hate reading other people's captions the way I think that they say it, because she got lyrics. And I'm sure I made her lyrics sound terrible. So whatever song is coming out, I can't wait to hear it so it can make sense with her captions. So I'm pretty sure.
That's so funny because I read it in my Nicki Minaj voice too. So I'm with you. Like I couldn't read that regular like, oh, I like read it in her voice and heard her voice going in my head like, oh. And like you said, I was confused. Like, do I like that? I don't know. Because I'm doing it in my Nicki voice.
Right. Well, I'm sure when she delivers it, it's going to be fire.
Right. It'll be much better.
I'm excited to hear that. So that's coming this week. And then did you see her pink Crocs?
I was going to say, I saw that with the Crocs.
What's the rave about the Crocs?
At first, I was like, oh, she got Crocs on. Okay, Mother Nicki. Okay.
Right. She is a mom now. Okay.
Right. I was like, you gotta come down. Gotta get some comfort when you become a mom.
I don't care who wears a Croc. I'm not wearing them. They're ugly. They're ugly.
They might be comfortable. I was just about to ask, what's the rave about them? Everybody,
they are supposed to be comfortable. Super comfortable. They're supposed to be super comfortable.
They look like plastic on your toes. Like, no.
I see on hers look like she added some jewelry or something on
there.
I see them get a chance to spice some things up. They ain't gotta be that ugly.
She put the Chanel on her Crocs.
Right. So y'all see what happened with Crocs, right?
Yeah, they went up 4,000%. The pink ones.
The pink ones only.
Yeah, nah.
Market like that today?
Yeah.
She got that kind of power. I don't care. I like Nicki, but you're not making me wear pink Crocs, Nicki. Them things is ugly. Things are so ugly.
And now y'all
real Barbie. That's why.
Crocs, and y'all gonna be trying to bejewel them, and they ain't gonna come out. Look at how Nicki's looked in that thing.
Yeah, you're right. She does this though. She sets trends. I mean, people hate her and they say she got a bad attitude, but you can't deny her. You know her power. Like she has it.
She definitely set trends. She's probably not the first, right? But seemed like a lot of women in the industry really started to fix and mold their body after she became the super megastar. Like a lot of them wanted that butt, they wanted them breasts, they wanted all of that stuff. So I
don't know. Lil Kim did a lot of work to her body way before Nicki.
Yeah, she was older. She was older than the younger girls.
It wasn't real influential. I feel like a lot of the culture questioned why more than I want to follow. You know, a lot of because as far as men, I looked at she may have went overboard. We don't know, but as far as Little Kim goes, she's definitely influential though.
Yeah. All right. Someone else that's dropping this week is J. Cole. I'm so happy. But we taking another drink. Garnett is getting drunk on this episode.
Dreamville, holla at me. $1 in a dream. You feel me, Shana?
Yo, let me tell you something. I will never forget at Made in America when J. Cole headlined. I literally was crying. Like his girl, I was like just bawling. He did Love Yours. There was like a string of songs that he did. It was like Love Yours and like the songs that kind of tell you to appreciate life and the people that are in your life and like the small things. And like I was just crying. I love him. I'm so happy that he's coming. But then now he's talking about retirement. I'm like, you can't be playing with my emotions here, J. Cole. Like, you can't say I'm going to drop an album and then talk about retirement after that. I don't like that.
Hey, well, he's in a professional basketball league now. You talking to a profession now. So, yeah, he might have to put down a pen for a little bit and ball up.
That's what I was thinking when I was like reading that one article, and I'm like, okay, maybe he just means like, because right now he's focused obviously on this basketball, this rewinding league. He's focused on other things, so maybe it's not like forever, but it's like I'm gonna go do this and then I'm gonna come back over here.
Yeah, I actually thought that was like super dope. I know I don't know him, but I'm proud that he's actually in that position. You know, I feel like I've been reflecting on this a lot. Just, when you get older, you just realize that a lot of stuff that you're into or maybe into, it derives from your childhood, so to be able to have the ability to tap back in and be that little kid again at 30 something years old. You know, he didn't make the NBA, but he gets a chance to play with some professional guys, man, to, you know, really he get to do it no matter what. He get to do it. He got eyes on him. So shout out to J. Cole for that.
Did you see him covering Slam? He's the first rapper to ever cover Slam.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's a travesty. It should have been Master P back in the day.
Yo, you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? You know I do a digital sports show, right? Yeah. So we were talking about J. Cole playing for the African Basketball League, and the guy, shout out to Terrell, he's on the show with me. He was telling me that Master P, you know, he really tried to go and try out for the league. He was training with Shaq. He said he spoke to Master P, and Master P was training J. Cole a year ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
So this isn't like J. Cole is just going to start playing basketball. Like, he's been training and working on this. He was a walk-on at St. John's, and then he kind of shelved that to obviously pursue his rap career. Right. But I really admire that. Like, I think when we all get in our 30s, you know, we kind of try to like, what didn't I do? How can I pivot? You know, some people been in their jobs for, 10 years, you know, if you started when you were young. So you're like, how do I get into something new? You know, I was talking to somebody else like last week. They were saying when you're my financial advisor, my tax lady, she was saying that all of her clients, when they turn 30, it's like they want to do something else. You know, like they want to make sure that they like fulfill everything they want to fulfill, or they're pivoting in their career. So it's kind of fire that he actually gets the opportunity to do it, you know?
Yeah. And I was going to say this last year probably put so many things into perspective. Like, listen, if I get the chance to do it, I'm going to go do it, because you may not get the chance.
Yeah.
I would go watch him. I mean, I would go to Africa. I would go to Rwanda.
Well, I don't know about that, but okay. I love y'all. I'm watching here.
Yo, everybody's been traveling right now. Like, every time on my timeline, I see someone somewhere. Someone went to Ghana, and I was like, I'll go to Africa. It's probably, it's probably affordable right now. So.
Yeah, you might be on your own little voyage on that one. Go see Jay. Yeah, I'm gonna just watch him on Zoom. They'll have his stuff on Facebook Live.
Exactly. I'm with you.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. To touch on what you was talking about, Mina, as far as J. Cole training with Master P. It seems like he's been trying to get his, I don't know if this was his game plan, but it seems as if he's been trying to get his game in order for a while now. See, he was playing with NBA players during the summer, a couple summers ago. I know they keep releasing the highlights on, it's called a House of Highlights on Instagram. It's just a bunch of basketball stuff. So, he was playing with a bunch of NBA players, LeBron, D-Wade, Carmelo Anthony up in New York. So, to see that happen is pretty dope. Shout out to Master P, man.
I would support J. Cole. I'll travel for you, Cole. I like you.
Cry. You don't have a choice. You cried to his music. You don't have a choice. He
all the way to Rwanda.
I'll travel for you. All right. Is Drake the artist of the decade?
Who else would it be? Exactly.
Okay. I didn't think of it that way. See, I thought of it the way that Mina said it, and then I didn't think of it the way that you just said it back. Like, when I saw it, I was like, really? Like, it can't be Drake. So
Billboard is giving Drake the Artist of the Year award at their award show on May the 23rd. Now, when I originally saw this, I was like, okay. And I did immediately when you said Garnett, who else? If I don't feel like this is right, who else would I put there? And I feel like the only other person that could go there is Chris Brown. Yeah, that's the only other person.
And in a weird thing, right? I never thought I'd be saying this, but if you put the last 10 years together, man, nobody's competing with Drake. Just the last 10, nothing before, nothing after. It's not too many people that can go head to head. Even somebody like Chris Brown, who's awesome, but when you put the hits on the charts, they add up.
Yeah. I was gonna say, when I looked through it, and I know Mina probably has the stats, but when I looked through it and they had like how many hits he had on the charts, how long, I'm like, I guess you can't argue with that. Like, you can't argue with that. That's actual numbers.
Yeah. Drake is breaking Michael Jackson records. And I know that people hate that comparison. Right. You know, we've talked about it on the pod before. You know, I'm not the biggest Drake fan. I enjoy some of his music, but there's no one else in 10 years. Chris Brown is the only other person, like, consistently that has.
Or I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna throw this out there. Who's also been at the top of his game. I know personal things have got involved, but Kanye West has been amazing the last 10 years as well.
Okay. No.
Yes, he has, man.
In his own way.
In his own way. Correct.
He did drop some a couple classics, man. Easy to guy.
But you saying a couple classics. How many hits has Drake dropped?
Yeah, a S ton. I can.
Right.
A lot.
We're just trying to figure out who else. Like, you can't say Nas not Drake without saying who it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I couldn't string together anybody else. I would say Chris Brown, but I don't think he's this is the Billboard Awards. So they're literally going off the Billboard charts, right? So I don't know any other artist who has charted consistently the way that Drake has, you know, in the last 10 years. I can't think of anyone, you know, not in pop and not in, Beyonce.
So that's who I thought. I did think of it, but then again, she's been around for how many years, right? So I was like, well, and again, they were still going off of those specific numbers because she does come out obviously with these bangers, and but Drake has so many like number ones, and they stay on the chart. Like, it's just different. But she would be the next person I would say, then maybe Chris Brown.
Yeah, I didn't even think of Beyonce. You're right. Absolutely. I'm sorry, Beyonce. That is so disrespectful.
Like, did she already win this? I'm like, is she Beyonce?
Right. She might have won it last decade.
Yeah, definitely Beyonce. But I'm not mad at Drake. He deserves that. He's been putting in work consistently in the past 10 years. I think people take him for granted. You know, I think that he's always been there, that it's almost like we don't appreciate him. You know?
Listen, I appreciate his humor. Because that State Farm commercial where he is standing is the funniest commercial ever.
Drake from State Farm?
Yes. I love that commercial. Like, I get excited when it come on. Be looking at the TV like I love that commercial.
More acting, man. He got to do a little bit more acting.
Yeah.
Yo, his son is the cutest.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, with blue eyes, curly blonde hair. The little boy speaks French. I mean, he's gonna be killing a watch. His
dad is Drake. He's definitely killing.
He got
who your dad? My dad, Drake.
With blue eyes.
And he speaks French. Like, listen, panties is gonna be dropping. Okay,
right
on site. All right, so let's get into our topic for today. It was a hot mess on social media. Okay, so the backstory to the topic is, Porsha got engaged to Phelan, which is her friend, and we're going to put that in quotation marks because they claim they're not friends, but her friend's husband. And I say husband because they're not divorced yet.
They're not.
They literally just announced their divorce in January, and it is now April and May, and Porsha saying she's engaged to Simon, this woman's husband, because they're not divorced yet. They're going through the divorce right now as we speak. The ink's not dry. It hasn't been signed. They haven't even negotiated the divorce yet, right? So the question today is your friend's ex off limits? Is it okay to pull a Porsha?
Not at all. Absolutely not. And I know in this case, Porsha keeps going, we're not really friends. Couple problems with that. You sold us that she was your friend on your reality show, and we all know reality show scripts and stuff, right? But then this girl went on Candy's show, and Candy's podcast and sat down and said, y'all met through y'all dudes. Her husband, who's there, your fiance, and your ex-fiance baby dad are the ones who introduced y'all. So y'all were friendly enough to be acquaintances, and that's my issue is you know her enough. This is not like I never met her, I never knew his ex-wife. You know her. Y'all probably run in the same Atlanta circles. Obviously you do. You know her too well at that point to do that and act like you're the innocent one. And I didn't break up their marriage. Like, no, off limits. You do not mess with the man. And I know it gets messy. These celebrities all date the other person. But that's like, to me, a real tight acquaintance type situation.
Right.
There you go.
So Dexter, you are welcome to the podcast, Dexter.
Jumped on right at the right time.
Right on time, baby.
you dropped into the pod right as we are talking about Porsha. Is it okay to pull a Porsha?
Okay. So I wanted to talk about this so badly because I feel like I'm an expert in this situation now because I've been into it. I've been really like watching it and stuff like that. So look, what Porsha did obviously is not like ideal. And like she even said, like, look, the optics in this situation are not good, right? However, and I think the optics are not good. I think it's impossible to truly find love in a month. There's rumors that she's pregnant now.
What?
Yeah, like there's a lot. There's a lot that's in this situation right now.
Garnett's drinking.
There's a lot that's in this situation right now, and I feel like she's correct when she says the optics are wrong and all that stuff like that. But I look at it like I feel like yes, like it's not something that people should do, but I also feel like we got to be careful with this kind of stuff too, because a lot of people are like, what the hell is wrong with her? She's crazy, this, that, and the third, and like really going in. But like a lot of us are doing some slimy stuff. Like at least she's vocal and out there with hers. A lot of us behind the scenes are doing a lot of slimy stuff. Our friends, our family members, our coworkers, our favorite reality stars, they're out there doing some nasty stuff. And if it came out, it'll be just as crazy. So I'm just like, all right, yeah, like she's not right for what she's doing, but like a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing, I'm like, we're going a little too hard, knowing that some of us are doing the same stuff.
You know what, though? For me, it's more so about the timing, right? It doesn't matter if that's your friend, if it's not your friend. I feel like she's really kind of leaning on, well, that wasn't really my friend. It doesn't matter. They're not even divorced yet. Like they just announced their divorce. If you was dating him, fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like that would be different. You're dating him on the low, but they're not even divorced yet.
That's like somebody's husband.
Right. That's somebody's husband. He's still married. So it's really more so the timing of it for me. Like, that's why I think the pregnancy rumors are true, because she probably had to come out and say, I'm engaged. So if her belly starts growing, she don't look crazy out here. But my whole thing is you got to be careful. And Dex, to your point, people do this a lot, but it doesn't make it right. Like people need to be more respectful of marriages. Like you're in a marriage, and my whole thing is if that person's for you, they're gonna be there for you 6, 7, 8 months down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So my whole thing is it's the rushing of the engagement, right? You could be dating, you could be seeing him, all right, he's legally separated, they're going through a divorce, I get that, right? But wait until he gets divorced, until they're officially divorced, to then come and make an announcement. I think the announcement is too soon and it's messy. And she looks like an unscrupulous woman, really. Right. Like he's still married. You engaged to a married man. Where they do that at?
And then, like realistically speaking, the guy, it's not like it's like Morris Chestnut. You know what I mean? Like the guy is not. You know, he's.
Did you just use Morris Chestnut as the barometer?
Yeah, I mean, okay. I'm just saying, like, it's not Dexter Stuckey that you're sitting up with. This is like some older guy that
with a bunch of kids.
I think he said he had five kids.
5 kids.
I think it's like 60 years old, 50 years.
62.
What are you doing? What aside from $40 million, what made you, and Porsha's beautiful, what made you look at that man and say, like, this is
the money.
You just said it. The $40 million.
Right.
Nah, listen.
It was the money.
Listen,
but real quick though, Garnett, before you go to Mina's point, and Mina, you touched on something that she could be pregnant. To me, that's still problematic with a person that still is married. Like,
hello,
there's no way, no pun, you're gonna be coming to me and you ain't even go sign that on a dotted line at the courthouse or the lawyer's office, whatever. There's just no way. That's just not okay. You haven't closed that chapter to literally be opening up a whole new chapter and a whole new family. I'm sorry, Garnett.
Nah, you good, Shannon. Listen, get that off your chest, baby. Make it happen. Get it off your chest.
Look, she was hot.
Yo, hold on. To me, this point, go ahead. Snap what you need.
Because that was a trigger. Because never mind.
Garnett been drinking the whole episode. He don't care.
Hey, listen. Hey, let's drink to that. Hey. Now on a serious note though, like I'm not too familiar with all of the players that y'all naming, like as far as like the shows and everything that they're in. But what I will say is, I don't know why y'all act surprised that it's shit on your ex season. She's shitting on that dude's exes real hard. It don't matter. Everybody's gonna watch this TV show.
Yes,
I'm interested. I'm
right. I don't even watch Housewives. I'm gonna be watching.
So that's what season it is. She don't care who ex it was or if that's her friend or not. She came to take over the whole thing. Y'all gonna watch the show this season. So
that's true. Because when have you ever announced a relationship and said, I'm not friends with his ex? Like you don't do that. That's like so random. Like,
and to your point too, man. He's 60 years old, but listen, the Viagra prescriptions be going crazy for the 60-year-olds. You understand? It's more than $40 million coming through that door, Dex. It's Viagra prescriptions.
Look. It's $40 million, but the guy's got 5 kids. Who knows how many baby, ex-wives, moms. That money is being split in so many different ways. You can't find your own rich African.
And that was also problematic to me is, this couple announced their divorce in January. So I don't know if he did this post knowing that his wife was mad at him, but he did a post with like 7 points of why his wife was so wonderful. So that again is even problematic to me. Like if you could post that on January 22nd and said, and then now here we are on May whatever, and I'm engaged to you, like it makes her look really silly.
Okay, so here's a plot twist. I've seen some rumblings that the girl Phelan cheated on him, Simon. Does it make it acceptable for him to be engaged to Porsha if Phelan cheated on him?
No, if she cheated because he's 60 years old and he probably ain't her fire. He ran out that night.
Yeah, that's a fact. He was like skipping days on her. That's what it was.
Because she's young, but go ahead.
I think it makes sense for him. I think it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you know what, like my ex like cheated on me. I'm done with her. Yeah, like the ink isn't dry on the divorce, but I'm ready to move on. You cheated on me. But what they got to do with Porsha though?
Hurt season, also, man. Hurt people be hurt.
But Porsha not hurt. So how you?
No. I'm talking about the gentleman. Yeah.
Well, I get it with him. I understand it with him. I don't get it with her. Like, what made you jump into? Also, Porsha's daughter is like 2.
That was one of my other problems, like introducing men in that early in relationship. But to your point now, Nina, that might make sense since the ex-wife did say that they met through their men. So she met Porsha through Dennis, who we know has done Porsha wrong. Mm-hmm. So to Garnett's point, hurt people. Maybe they teamed up like, we gonna hurt them both.
I don't know, but it's messy. And let me tell you this. I was dating this guy. He told me that he was separated and going through a divorce. Women need to be very, very, very weary of that because these dudes out here, they don't have any kind of morals. And I was like, look, okay, you could be going through your divorce. You show me the divorce papers and we could date. So I cut that right there, right? Yeah. And a couple of months later, I don't know how, but I found her Instagram. She had like commented under something that he wrote. And, we stayed friends. We didn't date or nothing like that. Mm-hmm. I told him, you come with me with a divorce paper, I will date you. Right. Just do that, Never came to me with divorce papers. Like months later, I'm looking on his Instagram. I noticed like a weird comment. I went to the page. Guess what? It's the wife. And they were just on a family trip in Puerto Rico. So I'm scrolling through her page, and then in the back, she had posted like a family picture, and I'm scrolling in the back, a picture of them kissing. I'm like, this trifling dude. Do not trust people when they say they're getting divorced. I want to see the papers.
Yeah, but Mina, that's for people who care, though. Clearly, Porsha's not a person that cares because I was looking through this guy's page, And he posted one of his daughters, his youngest daughter, hasn't been able to come to Atlanta to see them. So you haven't even met all this guy's kids, but you're engaged to him.
But see, Dex, I was also bothered by that because he said she hasn't been able to come to Atlanta for COVID. Problematic. We know Atlanta been open. We talk about Atlanta on the pod.
That's true.
She went to Miami. So I was like, wait a minute. Mm-hmm. So she was able to travel to Miami, but she couldn't travel to see her dad, or you couldn't travel to see her in open county, Atlanta. And again, you got all this money. You ain't go. It was just, see, that's when I was like, she's messy. He's messy. That was a messy post.
Because I was in the Atlanta airport on my way to Jamaica. I had a layover and that thing was so full. I was in customs for almost 2 hours. Yeah. Atlanta is definitely full. Everybody in their mind was flying through Atlanta. I was going through that with my mask and my shield. I wasn't talking to nobody. I'm not trying to get no coat. So listen, that Atlanta airport is popping.
Atlanta.
So the consensus is it's not okay to pull a Porsha.
It depends. Almost on your pigmentation. I know growing up, a lot of young white folks dated their friends. And it seems like that's what, that was kind of their thing. It wasn't really our thing because we'll fight over some stuff like that. Hey, you supposed to be my bro. Don't be touching my ex and vice versa. So yeah,
and I hate saying stuff like this, but I feel like, because I agree with that. When I was growing up, even on TV shows, I feel like white girls always did this, and that was always kind of like the beef between. Like, remember the show on MTV, and it was like the girls, they had like an apartment together, and like
the Jersey Shore.
Before them though, they went to high school together, and then they went to like LA together.
Laguna Beach?
Those girls.
Oh.
Yeah. So those girls, I remember in Laguna Beach in the high school, the main two girls were fighting over, like their big beef was over this guy who had dated one, broke up with the other, and got with the other. That's what they did. Like that was what white girls did, even in my high school. I just feel like, and I don't want to get in trouble for this, but I feel like when we do stuff like Black people, we always got to add a little too much seasoning in it. Like they girls, they broke up, they took the next person. With us, we got to be pregnant. Somebody get a divorce. Why we do too much?
I don't know, man. I just know that Shana, if you ever date any of my exes, I'm cutting you. I'm cutting you.
I'm gonna cut you. If somebody dates you, they're immediately unattractive. If let's say it's one of your friends' men, I'm like, and I'm hitting you on the phone like, Mina, such and such that dated such and such, try to talk to me. He know I met her through you. No, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Well, that's the first violation. You met him through me. So that's A, right? You ain't even know him, right? But the second violation is I will cut your ass. I don't care if he's butt ugly, if I don't even like him, if he married. No, you can't date him. Do I like him? No, but that don't mean you can like him. That's my sloppy. That's me. You can't have my sloppy seconds. We're not doing that. No,
like, I don't care if I'm like, girl, Mina, this dude is trash. He go on my nerves. He's so annoying. It's still not going to be okay to me. It's still not going to be okay. And I have guys that tell me you're limiting yourself when you do that. And I'm like, that's fine. Then I'm going to be limited like the store. Like, I don't care.
No, ain't nobody want no passed around penis, bruh. Like, you're not limiting yourself. No. No. Like, there's no way, like, I should be able to have a conversation with Shana about my ex and their sex. Like, that's uncomfortable. We're not doing that. No.
Well, it's supposed to put a barrier between y'all. That's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to, so y'all aren't supposed to talk about that. It's supposed to be limited to whatever y'all supposed to talk about.
No.
And your thoughts, Mina, is supposed to go out the window about that man.
No. So I'm asking y'all as men. So now that we know that Dennis and Simon know each other, and she obviously shared this Mother's Day post when they were, and she put like something like grown men and family, like, and knowing that they really were the ones that originally knew each other, like, do you feel like that wouldn't bother you as a man? Like, if this situation happened, would it just not bother you?
You wouldn't catch me.
Just your baby mama. Like,
you wouldn't catch me there. Dennis looks like a fool. And I think any guy who is just like, it's weird. It's one of those things where guys, I think, feel like they can't have an opinion on this. Like, they feel like they're just kind of like, she got to do what she got to do. She want to do what she want to do. There's no way my 2-year-old is about to be around some other man, probably calling him dad too. I know we're talking about just in general, but like, you're not co-parenting my child. Like, that's not happening. That's
this.
Yeah.
This all just sound like they met at a bar one night. Like, cause that's it's no way that you met each other as husband, wife, and then now like that's how y'all dating. If y'all was just like super cool, it just sound like y'all was just dating each other. They probably been switcherooing for a long time now.
Or that.
Without even like putting it out there. And I don't know what type of lifestyle is down there in Atlanta right now. $40 million.
That is true.
Especially with $40 million, man. I'm wilding out with $40 million. You hear me, Shana? I'm wilding out.
You wilding out right now with that bottle.
Hey, let's drink to that. You understand?
All right, so it is not okay to pull a Porsha, basically is a consensus. So I need all of y'all to keep that energy, because don't let me catch none of y'all doing it. Don't let me. Because you know what's crazy? It be the same people that be judgy on the internet and they be doing the same thing.
That's all
how you got your boyfriend?
That's all I'm saying. Like, I've seen a lot of comments from a lot of people, and I'm like, your friends be doing this too. You know that they do it, but okay.
So that's what I say. My one last thing. Porsha was super judgy of Kenya. And I don't even really watch the show, but I watched the one episode where everything went crazy this season. And then I watched the reunion. And she was super judgy of Kenya, saying Kenya broke like girl code. How can you say this, Porsha? How can you say that?
Wait, so I don't really watch the show. What did Kenya do?
This season, they took Cynthia for her bachelorette party, which actually happened in 2020. And obviously we were in lockdown. They had a stripper come there. His name Bolo, and he got a lot he working with. They had to bleep out like his whole name.
Bolo from Vivica Fox's stripper thing?
Yes.
What?
So he came in, he did some dances. You know, Candy was the mistress. He did some dances. And then I think Cynthia and Marlo like went to bed. But the rest of the girls were partying. And then they said Porsha was kissing a girl. And she says, somebody going to lick my, you know what, tonight. I don't care if it's a man or a woman. They asked her what she buys. She said she just wanted to have sex. So then they were like, they told the crew to leave.
Shana, when you explain stories, I be getting lost.
Listen, so they told the crew
get
to leave.
To the meat. Get to the meat.
The camera was off, and allegedly, we don't know what happened. We just hear noises. Mm-hmm. Allegedly, Porsha had sex with Bolo. And Kenya the next day was the one, she came downstairs. She heard the noise, so Kenya told everybody. And Porsha was like, "You broke code, saying what happened in the house supposed to stay in the house, and the fact that you went and you told the world now because it's reality TV, you broke girl code." So I'm just like, how could she break a girl code? And this is okay for her.
Well, she did break girl code. She ran her mouth about what you did on the girls trip, but at the same time, that goes out the window now that you took this girl's husband.
You can't judge. You can't judge
Jamaica, right? Violated.
All right, guys. Well, don't pull a Porsha out here, okay? That's the moral of the story. Thank you for joining us, Dexter.
Dex, keep all your exes away from me, man. You hear that? I'm out of here. You know?
Well, for me, I'm engaged now, so all my exes are dead. Like, you can do what you can. I don't know them anymore.
So Garnett can date them?
I don't know them.
He said, I don't know them. Okay, Mariah Carey.
He said, who is that?
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us. It's the 176th episode of the Mina House Podcast. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Garnett Briscoe.
Dex Stuckey. Sorry for being late. Ate Jamaican food today, and it took over my body.
Yo, real quickly, when I was in Jamaica, they had Mexican night. I was like, I'm in Jamaica. How y'all having Mexican night?
I would have loved that.
Yeah, they was trying to show love to everybody. They should put that curry chicken on.
Right. I came to Jamaica to eat curry chicken, oxtails, and rice and peas.
All of it.
Not tacos and tostadas and tortillas. Yo, my one friend, she kept saying, wind it up, child. Wind it up, child. The whole trip. Now you just said wind it up. You made me think of her. The whole trip, she's like, wind it up, child. Wind it up. Yeah, man.